So while I do agree that a bunch of people who are on the Columbine side of Reddit tend to be a little insufferable, I will give credit where credit is due. And quite frankly, if you've actually sat and read the Columbine investigative files, which is over 26,000 pages long, even though some of them are missing, but like 26,000 pages long, they deserve credit. When it comes to any sort of like a monumental, horrible tragedy that helps shapes, culture, it rewrites history, it kind of like just takes a total like twist within our general culture. And we have over 26,000 pages of investigative documents that have been released and are available to the public. That becomes a big thing that when people are trying to have like deep, intelligent conversations on, like, if you're gonna be about it, if you want to really be considered someone who knows their shit, people are going to expect you to read that because it is so readily available. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has the time to read it. I'm not saying that everyone has, the ability to understand investigative files. The language that is used in like investigative files and legal documents is not how like normal people would speak day to day. I get that. But I will say that there are a number of people, and I'm not saying specifically, about the person who commented this, I'm just talking in general, who will go on that they know so much, they know everything, they're experts, I know all about this. And then one of the most basic things you can ask someone who's going to claim to be an expert who knows so much about something is, have you read the files? And they're like, yeah, I read them and this, that, and the other, and then you find out with what they're saying that they haven't. And I'm not saying that like everyone has to have absolutely perfect recall. With again, this is a group of files that is 26,000 pages long. I'm not expecting everyone to remember every single exact detail, but like big, major things that they are repeating because they were put out in the media before everything was released, before people knew the truth about so much stuff, and they're just regurgitating that as its absolute fact. It's been proven in the literal investigative files, and it has not. Now, does reading the 11K, as it was initially called, it's really up to, like I said, it's up to 26,000 at this point, but like, does reading the 11K necessarily make you a better person? No, but like, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Like, that deserves, like, you deserve a round of applause if you have read that and if you've been able to read it and, like, actually take it in. There are some people who, oh, I know a ton of that. And then when they ask, well, did you read the files? Well, why would I read the files? And, like, it's just nuts. There has to be a point where we acknowledge that other people have taken the time to do things, therefore they know more things, and we should respect that. And a lot of people don't. They label it as weird. So it is totally okay to do so many other things in regards to how they know stuff, except for read the investigative files, which I think should be like the number one thing that people, like, if you're really trying to dive into it, if you're really trying to make sure you know your shit, read the files. Like, at this point, I feel like that's just basic, like, I mean, not basic, like, everyone should do it. Like, I think there were some books that, like, do justice enough, but, like, I don't think it's that crazy to, like, once you get to a certain point of wanting to discuss things and wanting to make sure that you're correct about stuff and knowing little details and nuances, I feel like there's just a level of, if you're going this far, people will expect you to have read the files to know exactly what it is that you're talking about. And are some people just insufferable about it when it comes to their tone of voice and, like, how they look down at people? They think they're, some people truly are condescending. Absolutely. But there is a point where if you really want to, like, talk about it, like, if you're gonna be about it and say that you know all this shit, be about it.